What's going on, you guys? We are here at our VIP coaching half day. We're gonna be going through it with Stephanie Lesperance. I'm here with my boy Cole. Cole, say what up.
Yo, yo.
This is our highest level program. This is where students can invest to work one-on-one with Cole and I directly. We help them break through plateaus, break through barriers, and reach to new levels in their online coaching business. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Let's go. You're not just gonna get to 100K.
That's not deep enough at all.
I'm fucking nobody, dude. I was born and raised in a trailer park. But why? Why are we going to 100K?
You're gonna get slapped with some fucking truth.
I'm gonna disagree. Got you here, won't get you there. So based on the questionnaire, I think we're gonna be talking about retention and mindset today, but we're also gonna give them the floor and we're gonna let them uncover their biggest issues, and then we're gonna dive into whatever they need us to dive into. So it's gonna be a good time. Let's get into it. Cool, well, you have the floor.
Wait, yeah, I feel like I'm just like not present and I wanna like get back to that. And yeah, I just feel like even with my employees and stuff like that, I just feel like, yeah, not being like present and on their shit. So like, I feel like some things are just not getting done. Yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. I feel like in this lull. I do want to hit 100K a month for sure.
I say this to everybody, no matter what. As soon as you walk in the fucking room and you say something like, I want to make 100K, and it becomes an obsession thing that you then disconnect from during prep and more, you need to tell me why.
Yeah.
Why is 100K the number?
I just want to be able to have all of my coaches doing well, like as well as me.
But I need to tell you that that's not deep enough at all.
No.
In the aspect of like comfortable, how much you make a month right now?
35,000, and she had 20,000 in profit.
You tell me you ain't comfortable with 20K?
No, I am.
So if we just look at that mindset though, if we just want them comfortable, then they're like, well, we can make them 10K a month and it's like everybody's comfortable. So
yeah,
it's got to be a little bit more dissected in the aspect of like, when you break it down deep, then when you start to feel that like, yo, this shit,
yeah,
it's more easy to understand because then you're looking through a window instead of like a fucking plate glass. It doesn't make sense.
How many clients do you want?
250.
250. How many coaches do you want to have?
10.
10 coaches. Company's core values.
Integrity, loyalty.
Yeah, how is your company embody loyalty? How does that be a core value for your company as a whole?
I haven't thought that deep.
That's what I want you to think about.
That's what we're doing.
But if you want it to be a core value for your company, you need to figure out how to define that. So let's think about it. My loyalty resides in the dream that we create for people who walk through the door. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like, I want you to start thinking about that.
I want you to write this down. Your vision needs to be so big that it can fit other people's vision in it.
The reason why that's so important is because when you start building a business that is large, or you want 10 coaches, you want people working for you and more, if they feel like they don't fit in your vision, there's gonna be massive resistance. They're gonna leave. You won't have loyalty to you, the brand, the growth, the vision, and more.
It's like our vision is so big, and we're like, we keep that vision just like so clear on the sky.
Yep.
So even the people that are like below us, they want to stay with us because they see themselves growing with the vision. Because it's like, how can you expect people to be loyal, integral, people you can depend on for your vision if they don't even know where you're going? Like you can say 100K, but why?
Yes.
Why are we going to 100K?
What does it look like? How many people are you impacting? What do people feel when you walk in the room as a company, not just a person? Yeah. There's events where I think our last one, we had 165 people in person. Like, people didn't know half the fucking coaches. They knew who me and Brian were. But like when a coach steps on that stage, there's an instant respect because of the brand itself and all the core values that we hold. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So here's what we did, and we're gonna get you to do this. Clearly defined outcomes that we were looking for, very specific and tangible outcomes. Then we clearly defined character traits. What are the character traits, and like what sort of like core values do we embody, and like how do we show up for those core values? Then we clearly defined what the culture would be like inside of our community and like what the culture was like inside of our group. And then we clearly defined like what sort of outcome or what sort of results we're looking to get for our students.
Yeah.
So 5,000 students enrolled. We've actually worked with 4,200 students now. 100% integrity to service means that the clients always come first. So if like there's anything, like there's a disagreement between me and the coaches, it's like, okay, well, like, how is this affecting the service to the client? So even if Cole and I disagree with each other, but one of us raises a point that's like more value to the students, then we go with the point that's more value to the students. Even if one of us is like growth-oriented internal team culture for us means that like everybody on the team needs to be growing.
Yep.
And so we don't allow dead weight on the team, meaning that if somebody's not willing to put in the work that's required in order to hit the next level, they're not a part of the team. It's the #1 rated business coaching program for online coaches. We are that.
Yes.
We're going business podcast and for online fitness coaches for sure. I want it to be business podcast in Canada and the US. That's all right though. We're still working on it. No bullshit in-house policy. We outwork everybody. Our customers are always raving fans. We have an energetic and enthusiastic team. We have 500 members, over 3K a month, 5 million followers total combined. We made this back when we had 200 students enrolled.
Yeah, this was
So-
legit like the beginning of the fucking 10K Academy when we were at this shit.
Yeah. If you guys want Imperfect Nutrition to be a brand, that the only way it's going to be a brand is if you build that community. Because I think that community and that like if you can build that loyalty inside of the Facebook group, that loyalty inside of the clients, that loyalty inside of the coaches, then like that's what's going to take Imperfect Nutrition to the next level. All right, so we've discovered that Stephanie's biggest issue is lack of vision. You need to have a direction when you're moving your business. And if you don't have a direction, you're going to end up making decisions that are irrational because you don't actually know where you want to go or what you want to create. And so we're going to go downstairs and we're going to create a personal vision for Stephanie and we're going to create a vision for her business. Let's go. Cool. So let's fucking go over it again. What's your vision for Imperfect Nutrition?
This is so hard.
This is the work that is required.
It looks like me having 10 coaches underneath me. It looks like, oh my gosh, I feel like so weird right now. I feel
Alright.
really uncertain about myself, and I think like this is probably where the disconnect is that I haven't sat down and thought about my why and why I'm doing all this.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
fucking unpack that.
I think like I wanted not even 100K. I really wanted to be like Imperfect Nutrition, like to help people. Like that was the main reason why I started it. I started it off as a podcast. I just wanted to talk about my journey into fitness and the struggles and the traumas I had. I wanted to relate to people and connect to people. I wanted to have that community that I never had. And like, you don't have to always struggle. Like if you want something bad enough, you can go for it. And like, I don't think I really care about money right now. And I think that's why I'd be saying this. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. It's not exciting me.
I can see it. That's why right away when you said 100K, I challenged you instantly because I
Yeah.
can see it right through
It's
it.
not exciting me.
We don't.
Because it's not what I really care about. Because
Yes.
like at the end of the day, like you said, yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable where I'm at with money. It's just like, but I do want something more. I'm yearning for something more.
Yeah.
So what does excite you?
What excites me is when I do like my group calls and stuff like that, and I talk to people and I tell them, like I teach them about nutrition and like the flexible dieting, and I talk about like mental health stuff, and I connect with these individuals. Like when I go on a coaching call with one of my clients, like I can feel so low that day and then I get energized by that. And like that feels good.
There we go. She comes alive.
That's it. Starting to speak like this more is what's going to help you level the fuck up and make your company be that household brand you want.
I feel like this is the type of shit you need to start sharing because you're talking about the money, but here's what I see. The destination doesn't have to change. Like you can still make the money without focusing on it. And I think that what if you were able to transfer your mindset into other women, and because of the way that you spoke and the way that you showed up and the way that you acted and the way that you coached, other women started to have the same realizations that you do, and it becomes just as easy as it is for you for them to stay in shape year round without even having to fucking think about it.
The state of me is the state of the company.
Yeah, yes, write that down. That's fucking important. That's a good line.
I think problem number one is we lack a personal vision, and problem number two is we lack a company vision. This is Stephanie's vision, and we're gonna go health, wealth. Okay, health, go.
I want to have my hormones back, and I want to be able to have a baby in another like year and a half.
So pause. Does that mean you need to pause on competing for a little bit?
Yeah.
Got it.
I also want to intuitively eat. I don't want to be dieting all the freaking time.
Yeah.
It's fun being shredded for photos, but like I personally like to be a little thicker.
What else?
Definitely have more of my energy back. That's really important to me, especially with
Define more energy. How much energy is showing up with?
I would say I'm at like 40% right now, and I'd like to be at like maybe a 70 at least. I don't want to be napping all the time. I want my skin to be clear.
This is all making sense. Want to know why?
Why?
Because being an IFBB pro is
It is.
the complete opposite of everything that you want. So literally the complete opposite of everything you want. But it's like that's okay though. And I think that you needed to go through this season to just like fully see that.
Yeah.
But the first thing you said to me with your health is your hormones back. And that is completely out of alignment with the path that you're currently on, which is why you feel disconnected.
Yeah.
Oh. When we have a vision, we know where to go. Because then, if this is the vision, all the decisions that we make either get us closer to or further away from that vision. There needs to be a part of you that needs to die so that the new part of you can emerge.
My fertility is way more important than any IFBB pro card. Like no one compare. Like no sort of pro card can compare to like what I have with Caleb. And
Right? That's why it's like, I didn't even start with the company vision, because your personal vision for your own life and like where you want to go, business doesn't outgrow the psychology of the leader. So let's look at the psychology of the leader. And I think that maybe part of the disconnect, or maybe the part of like you feeling like you were letting us down, is that your priorities, like internally your priorities shifted.
yeah.
But I'm personally more impressed with somebody that can realize that they're no longer aligned with the path and then align themselves with the path that makes more sense to them. All the energy that you just channeled into becoming an IFBB pro, which was a goal that you weren't aligned with, but you still were resilient enough to fucking like make it happen regardless. What if you took that same energy and channeled it into something you were actually fucking amped for?
Something that like fires you the
Like
fuck up
lights
every
you
day.
up and gets you excited, and like thinking about it like makes you fucking holy fuck, like yes, this is where I want to go. That's what we want to do.
That sounds like so nice.
Cool.
Good.
I like it. Alignment. Alignment. Let's talk wealth. So wealth doesn't necessarily mean money, although it can. The money you make is always a result of the service that you give. So like I focus on making money because I'm a numbers person and I like that idea. But another way to focus on making money is by focusing on serving more people, because if you serve more people, you'll make more money. So let's think about wealth. What stands out for you? I'm not going to say anything else.
What stands out to me is a home. I want my own home, like that I own.
What kind of house do you guys want to get?
I think I just want like a bungalow for right now.
Okay.
But I definitely want like a vacation home too.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many bedrooms?
At least 4.
4 bedrooms. Where do you want to live?
In the GTA.
So how much are houses in this area?
Oh shit, they're like $1 million.
1 mil? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you got a house over $1 mil, then you need to have a 20% down payment. So you need to have $200K in the bank. I would say $250K at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you keep profiting $20K per month, it's going to take you 2 years to get your house. Or you could get your business to $70K a month at 50% profit. So it'd be $35K. And that would only take you 12 months. Okay, so like money for what? Get it? So it's like, we're just 100K. Why the fuck you want to make 100K? Well, I want to make, well, the biggest goal for me is having a fucking home that me and my family own that feels like ours. It's like we can build. And we want one in the GTA area. Wanted to be a 4-bedroom, single floor with a basement. It's gonna cost us about $1 million. So in order to buy $1 million home, we're gonna need to have about $250K in the bank. So we're stacking 30 to 40K a month in our bank for the next 12 months. Then in 12 months, we'll have the money that we need to get the fucking house that we want. So now I want you to imagine this, because this is what we're gonna make you do when you go home. So every time I go start work now, I go look at this and I'm like, oh, that's my private island that I own. That's my Lamborghini. That's my little kid that I have. Oh, that's me speaking at dinner stage to 25,000 people. Oh, cool. Okay, let's get to work. Right, so for you, it's like, that's my single home with a basement that has 4 bedrooms in the GTA. Oh, that's me making $70,000 a month. Ooh, that's me speaking in front of 250 of my clients for our first ever live event. Ooh, that's me impacting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women on a day-to-day basis. Ooh, that feels good. Okay, let's go work.
Whatever your vision is, allow yourself to dream big. Like allow yourself to fucking dream big. But it was like fucking turn off all the thoughts. What does Stephanie want? Like inner burning soul, and then we start writing it down. This is how we change everything.
Now, I want you to think about the little kid outside. What's his name?
Caleb.
Yeah. Think about like his little face. Now I want you to think about his little face in a tiny fucking apartment. That's 1 bedroom that you and Paul are fighting all the time because you don't have space.
Yeah, no.
How's that feel?
That feels terrible.
Horrible. Shitty. Now I want you to think about him in this fucking bungalow with a pool, backyard, swing set, running around with his little brother or little
I'll
sister.
be in the basement because boys are gross. That is.
In the basement, you and Paul have enough space. Your family's happy, you feel good, you're raising your family in this home in the GTA, and you're like living the life that you've always wanted to live because of the work that you put in your business. How does that feel?
That feels really good.
That's the why.
Yeah.
It's like this has to become the only option. Like this is the only fucking option. Nothing else exists. It's either this happens or I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
Period. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the middle of the day. Again, we got clear on our personal vision. The next step is to get clear on our company vision, because once we know what our company vision is, then we can design the action steps that are necessary to get her to some of the outcomes that she's after. Let's go. Does this feel good to you?
Yes.
Cool. This is the direction that we go, because if we know where we're going, we can start to make the decisions that will align us with that path. So let's talk company now.
So I want 10 subcontracted coaches, and then I want each of those coaches to have at least 1 shadow coach. I want all my coaches to have a VA.
It started with 10 coaches. Now we want 10 subcontracted coaches with 10 shadow coaches underneath them. Then you want all of them to have a fucking VA. So now we're at 30 employees instantly. Then you want 3 VAs, because now we're going to keep dissecting. You want 20 leads a week. How many personal clients do you want one-on-one? You.
I would like to have 100. Like, I think I would want like at least 50 clients for each shadow coach.
Okay.
So the more that I grow, like I would want a shadow coach for every 50.
The next goal is you need to get to 100 clients. We're building you to 100 clients.
Okay.
Because when we build you to 100 clients, it's going to be really easy for you to pass that mindset down to the next person.
But it's like we need to focus on you first, because it'll build up your mindset, it'll build up your resilience, it'll build up your core values, your like internal dialogue to be able to start mentoring one at a time.
Something else I wanted was like, if I have prep clients, like I wanted them to be mine only, just because I'm really passionate about prepping the clients. I think I would want like at least like 15 of like my own personal like one-on-one where I do.
VIP campers.
So 250 clients, all my coaches have a VA, 20 leads a week. Stephanie's at 100 clients, prepping clients for fitness competitions. Talk to me about the culture inside of your community. So how do you lead your team? How do you want to lead your team?
How do I want to lead?
How do you want to show up for your team? How do you want them to show up for the company? Like what? This is the vision.
I want us to be like more motivated and like on fire and wanting to like grow and like make that big impact across the GTA, right?
This is what happens, okay? So let's just pretend that there's an energy bubble in your team and you guys want to grow to a certain level. Like you want to grow that energy bubble to like 50 to 100K, but then somebody on the team is fucking dead weight. And so the energy bubble is stretching down. And so no matter how much the leader wants to grow and get to the next level, there's somebody that's dragging it down and making it harder to grow. But if everybody is in alignment and everybody's growing, it like makes it easier for that progress to happen. And so you got to make sure that everybody on the boat is rowing in the same direction and that everybody's sitting in the right seats. The next level of leadership for you is understanding that the reason that people work for you is because they don't have it in them to do it themselves.
Yeah.
I actually felt like that when I was working for another coach. I'm like, oh, I could never do that. Like I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs. And then when he gave me the option of like this like new way of coaching and basically cut my wages in half, I was like, fuck this. And that's like when I started my own thing.
When you're doing your company team meetings, how many applications did you get this week? How many of those applications did you close? How much cash did you collect? Okay, so this is exactly it. I'm gonna tell you something that's funny, okay? As the leader of the company, 90% of the time, I don't know what the fuck to do. But I do know the right person that's supposed to figure out how to do it. And my job as the leader of the company is to make sure that that person does what they're supposed to do. Obviously for you, obviously you're an entrepreneur and like you are a go-getter, etc. So if we tell you go this way, you're like, okay, fucking sounds good. I'm just gonna do it. But people don't have that. And the reason, like if everybody had that, they would all be making fucking 35K plus per month, taking home 20K profit. Like everybody would do it, but people don't have that. They don't have the vision. They don't have the direction. They don't have the willpower, the resilience, the grit. And so you literally have to say do this and then do this and then do this and then do this and then do this, and this is the outcome that you should be getting out of that. And if we're not getting this outcome, then we need to take a look at some of the action items that you took. Like, okay, you're posting every day, but your content is dog shit. Right? But it's like, we won't know those things unless there's very clear expectations. And we can't bark because we're barking at people that don't understand how to do anything in the first place. Steal this meeting structure. Start with wins. After wins, you're gonna go into numbers. So numbers are how many applications did you get last week? How many of those applications did you close? How much cash did you collect from the sales that you made? How many clients a month to date have left the program? That will tell you everything. So how many apps, close, cash, and then left. There's a lot of other numbers that you could track. These are the ones that actually matter. Content, sales, delivery, mindset. Those are the 4 categories. So those are the 4 Mondays. Content, delivery, sales, mindset. 4 weeks, 4 categories. And then we're gonna give them action steps. As an example, like if after your half day, we're like, do your fucking personal vision, do your company vision, create expectations for your team, change your team meeting structure, report back when it's done. So for you, if you're doing like Monday content, let's say you teach them how to do a reel properly and how to do like a talking reel. Action step is to have at least 3 talking reels filmed by the end of the week and edited with captions. And then everybody has to commit to that. And then when you come on next week's call, you review last week's action step. Once a month, the first Friday of every month is I want you to meet with your team and I want you to review their previous month's goals and you're gonna go over them together. Did we hit them? Did we not hit them? Health, wealth, relationship, self, and their income goals. And then we're gonna review it with the team. So if they hit their goal, why did you hit it? If they didn't hit their goal, why do you think you didn't hit it? What do we need to improve? And then every month we're gonna set new goals for the coming month. Every month we have a goals and review session, because this is something that you do for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So we need to teach them how to do it. This is something I do every fucking month. Like what you don't measure doesn't improve, right? So if all of your coaches on the team become a little bit more self-responsible and you help them set better goals, and then you can start doing trainings regarding it. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it does.
This is a basic structure, and this basic structure will help you coach your coaches on how to get better results. You yourself, once a month, need to send me and Cole your fucking numbers. I want to know how much did you sell, what were your expenses, how many applications, how many of those applications did you close, how many clients did you have that left the program, how many active clients do you currently have on which offers, what did you do right, what do you think you guys need to improve on, and is there any questions that you have for us? So now it's like, let's get accountable, right? It's like we know where we're going, we know we want to get to 250 clients. I believe you're halfway there.
Yeah.
So let's get accountable. Let's fucking start like dialing it in. In order to get to 250 clients, by the way, you need to be signing more clients than are leaving. In order for your business to grow, you need to sign more clients than you lose, which means two things. It's simple, but nobody tracks the number. So which means it sounds common sense. It's not common practice. So what that means is, number one, you guys need to work on getting more sales. And number two, you need to make sure clients aren't leaving the program. Here's a really simple system, and it might take a little bit of time, but it's going to be super useful. What you guys can do is go into every single client that you have on your roster. So I want to know the start date, and I want to know what program they signed up for. And then I want to know, let's say 8 weeks before their program expires. But then once the system's set up, every client that you sign, you're like, okay, I signed this client for a 6-month program on January 1st, which means that their program is going to expire, on fucking August 1st or whatever. So I need to know that the program is going to expire on June 1st, 2 months before it expires, because then you can start nurturing that relationship. I want you to write this down because this is important. Don't stop being Steph as you're doing this fucking shit. Write that down. Because the season that you're about to go into is the season of fixing shit. You need to create super clear guidelines for your operations manager. Like, hey, what you're doing with me right now, I love it. I need you to do it for every single coach. Can you do that for me? And then when she says yes, if she doesn't meet that outcome, it's a write-up. And then it's another write-up, and the third one is a fucking termination. Like, we need to be very crystal clear on this shit. There's gonna be a lot of time that you spend on things that don't necessarily get your fucking juices going, because you need to make sure that all the people are doing all the right things in the right places. But I will say this is like, I think you need to get crystal clear on what you need to see and like what numbers you need to see. I need to have all the coaches' sales, applications, totals, etc., and how many clients left the program. Those are the numbers that I need, and I need you to present them to me in a way that I don't want to off myself. Because for me, I don't want to look at a fucking spreadsheet. So it's like, how do you want your business to be presented to you? What are the numbers that you need to see? So you need to get super clear on that. And then you also need to make sure that you don't forget to be Steph. Because the thing that makes Brian Mark is my savage ass content, my fucking relentless ability to show up for my clients. And I'm super fucking passionate about what I do. And so even when I'm doing shit that I fucking hate, like building systems, etc., I'm still showing up as a powerful version of Brian in my content, in my sales, in my DMs, so that I can continue to move the business forward.
Yeah.
And you need to do content and you need to do sales. So you can continue to lead the team and you can get yourself to 100 clients. So like the season that you're heading into is like, I need to continue being an absolute fucking savage, while also building the systems inside of my business that are like going to help the business elevate to the next level. I don't think you're afraid of doing the grunt work. I think for you, it's gonna be, you need to put a little bit more of like the I am creating expectations for the team hat on, while also being, I'm savage fucking Steph. And I feel like the hat that you have been wearing is like the, I'm a fucking lead by example, and if you're not following, you're a fucking idiot. But it's like, that won't get us
There's no expectations.
Yeah, that won't get us to 250 clients. What's gonna get us to 250 clients is like, fucking watch how I work and then move like me, and here are some action steps to help you move like me so that you can get some of the results that I have, so you can create more freedom for yourself.
Yes, that's fucking very important.
I really need to just like sit down and just like really just structure things and just take a day where it's just like, maybe you can't do content, maybe you can't do absolutely everything that you do, and kind of sacrifice that day and just sit there for like 4 hours and just grind out as much as I can for this structure, because I know that I have an idea. I just get overwhelmed because I'm like, I have to do this and this and this and this. So if I just focus on that one task, I think a lot of my overwhelm would be gone.
Yep. So it's like, you know what you need to do, and now you just need to like carve time into your schedule to
I
do
just
it.
need to like
Give
commit
yourself
to
the
it.
compassion enough to take a step back so you can take 2 steps forward.
So that creative time is very important. I feel like you kind of knew what you needed to do, but you were also kind of uncertain, but there's also like a little bit of overwhelm. But now that you have the direction and you know, like I need to create clear vision for myself, clear vision for my company, then the expectations for my trainers, and then I need to design the team culture, and then I need to execute, and I need to make sure everybody's doing their shit. Like that's like from top to bottom what needs to happen.
Expectations will change the whole game for your business.
Yeah.
Every single thing that you're stressed about on that list that I just saw, it will all shift. And you'll be like, holy fuck, I feel good.
How does this feel?
Good.
Sweet.
I feel like a brand new woman. Like a brand new woman.
That's it. That brings us to the end of the episode. Also brings us to the end of the half day. And I think it's really cool to think about the idea that sometimes we can be so certain on what we want. And then when we sit down and we actually analyze it, we realize that our core essence and like what we're actually like called to do is completely different than what we think we want. And so what the ego wants and what the heart wants oftentimes are different things. And Stephanie's ego wanted to be an IFBB pro, but her heart wanted to build a family. And so for the last couple of weeks, she's been struggling because the reason she's been struggling, she's out of alignment. The decisions that she was making were out of alignment with what her like heart actually wants. And so her ego wanted one thing, but her heart was pulling her in a different direction. And she had this like separation inside. And so today was all about getting her aligned. And I think the biggest message that I want to deliver is that the business will never outgrow the psychology of the leader. And so if you, as the leader of the company, your psychology is off and your internal clock is off and you're not sure what direction you want to go and you're constantly changing focus and not really sure which way you're going, and you might get to a certain level of success, but you will never grow bigger than your psychology will allow you. And so I think it's really important to understand what you actually want. And not just money, because again, we talked today, Steph talked about money. 100K a month is a goal. And we're like, why? She's like, I feel like a fake saying that. And we're like, why? Because that's not actually what I want. Well, what do you want? And now getting really clear on like, she's like wanted to make an impact and she wanted to like provide fitness for women that like have like struggle, and she wanted to provide that community, and that's what actually matters. So let's focus on building that, and then the money will come. And so today was all about finding that destination. So hopefully this was valuable. And you want to learn more about the coaching programs, feel free to check out my Instagram at @TheRealBrianMark for more information, or you can go to my website at pt-domination.com. Hope you have the best day of your entire life and chase your motherfucking dreams. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at @TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.